Growing up on George Avenue right here was the Empire Theater. The Empire Theater was your second run films. All of the major films were downtown at the Loews Grand, Paramount, Rialto, Capitol. And Saturday afternoon was the big day because you had a double feature, and for a quarter you got to see two fine cowboy movies. And the main entrance was George Avenue. They did have an entrance on Crew Street where the colored people had to enter that way and sit in the balcony. We saw really very little of them because naturally we were downstairs and had the better seats. But in those days, it's the way it was, and really there was no complaint and no trouble around here. We did have on Capitol Avenue the Jewish Educational Alliance, and that is where we had our club meetings, and we had a gymnasium. And the gymnasium, the wooden gymnasium, had more air holes in it, and in the wintertime it was like playing outdoors. But that's where we played our basketball. We had leagues for the different age groups. As you know, the Jewish Educational Alliance, it was called the JEA, here on Capitol Avenue, was a two-story building. Wasn't anything outstanding as far as architecture, but it had a number of rooms which were all the meeting rooms for the Jewish clubs. And the nice thing back then, there weren't too many that had cars, so parking on this Capitol Avenue here was no problem. What we would do for basketball, I lived the furthest away. If we're going to walk, we would come down Washington and meet a friend or two and cut over to Crew and pick up a couple more, and it took us about 30 minutes and we were there. Well, for Jane's games, her dear friends, she had 3 or 4 very close friends, and they were on the team. And their boyfriends and I would be there, so we would all congregate there, and then probably 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock when the games were over, we would go to the varsity. And back then, the hot dogs were expensive. I think they were 10 cents a piece, or 2 for 15. And the thing is, you had to eat in the car. Women did not go inside the bar. There was no law about it and no rule. Wow. And they didn't serve alcoholic beverages. But women did not go inside the bar.
We ate in the car.